good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Oh, boys and girls, what a morning. What a morning. Let's see. I'm missing something here. Comments. Here we go. Welcome to the show, everybody. Kobe, James, Space, Ronnie Wheat, Goated, My Gun Sweetness, BNG, Brandon Snake. Let's see who else we got. A bunch of folks in here, right? Corrections 101. I'm not giving it to you. Man, these guys, I'm telling you. I'm not sure what the hell's going on with this bank account, but people trying to hack in and take what money I don't even have. Shit. Crazy stuff. Dwayne Johns, welcome in. Tommy Tough Knuckles. Jake S. David Whitehead. Goated. Sandlin. Good to see all you guys. My Gun Sweetness. Yes. What's up? Ooh, screwed up the bank transfer. Yeah, listen. Not that I have money to do that, bro, but that's not it. It's wild. I can't even imagine the way that some of these guys hack into all this shit. I mean, I'm not that good with computers, but I can't even imagine how you could be that good with computers. But these rat bastards are trying to steal all kinds of money. My man. James Space, what's up, man? What's up? Lucas James, what's up, dude? D-Max, throw them down. Anyway, welcome into the show. Excuse me. All right. What are we going to talk about? Oh, yeah. Plenty of stuff to talk about today, obviously. Getting a little bit more into what we're hearing about John Mateer. Surgery's going off today. On his hand, his thumb that he broke on that play in the first quarter. He went on to complete 15 of his final 16 passes and 11 in a row, though, with that broken thumb, going down and winning the ball game. Even though, to hear Auburn fans tell it, Oklahoma cheated. Give me a fucking break. What a deal. Bloody, what up, man? Brian Folsom. I tell you, these guys are out of their mind down there. And, it's just been kind of one of those, I'm sitting here looking at all this different stuff, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. Come on. We're also going to get into we'll get into the permanent opponents, or at least for the next 4 years, the permanent opponents on everybody's schedule. Talk a little bit about that. Talk about what we see coming up with the Red River game, with Mateer being out. What does that do to this Sooner football team moving forward? I feel like they're going to be in good shape. And you actually have the home and away opponents for the next 4 years were also put out there along with the permanent schedule stuff. T-Boomer, what up, my guy? What up? Yeah, OU cheated even though they gave up 10 sacks and they had the lead with 7 minutes left. They had more than 4 minutes remaining. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. But let's go ahead and get into all that stuff real quick.
Man, I cannot remember an Auburn game that I walked away from feeling more frustrated in officiating than this one. Look, Auburn has had some bangers over the years where the officials have come in and just absolutely done a terrible job. SEC officiating is always under fire. And in this case, I don't understand why you don't have somebody from the SEC office sitting there on replay. You are the marquee matchup of the weekend in all of college football. Two better teams did not play on Saturday than Auburn and Oklahoma. The eyes of the college football world are always on you, Caesar. Why not have somebody stand up? If they could have figured that out after the game, they could have figured that out in the game, call it down and say, no, you guys are wrong. We talked about this all offseason. He was clearly trying to make it look like he was going to the bench. And in real time, I tweeted the play out. I was like, what in the world? How in the world of SEC football did this happen? How did Auburn, who was playing such great defense, low coverage that bad? The question was, you cheated. And you got away with it because the refs didn't do their job. Now,
You cheated. You cheated. Everybody cheated because the refs didn't do their job. Well, the refs did do their job. It wasn't an illegal play. He was lined up in the correct place. It's wild the stories they're coming up with. You got to put some of this off on the SEC too, because they did jump the gun on issuing a statement immediately. You also had the broadcasters that were being completely biased towards Oklahoma on that deal during the game, that they kept on saying that, and they didn't even know everything. They didn't even know everything at the time. So it's wild to me that we're still having this conversation. The other thing is, you guys are playing A&M this week on the road in College Station, and everybody's still talking about this damn Oklahoma game like there's anything you can do about it. It's wild. It's completely crazy, man. All right, to the next one. This one's good. The asterisk.
Zach, we've covered every game of the Hugh Freeze era at Auburn, and I've done interviews everywhere for as long as I've been doing this. Okay, I have always been it's never just officials. It's like there's so many other parts of a game.
Sure.
For the first time ever, I think I'm coming to you with the viewpoint that there should be an asterisk by this game, and I hope that if Auburn is in a playoff discussion later in the year, this loss is not treated like a loss. Have we talked about? I'm sure you've talked about it other places. But I want to put into focus how egregious mistakes have to be for the league office to put out clarification. Seriously,
pretty quick too.
Yeah, immediately. So there's a lot of different ways. I want to try to take some sort of organized approach to this, and I think it's going to be
an asterisk. Let's put an asterisk next to this game. Here's the next 6 for Auburn. A&M this weekend, as I just said, followed by Georgia at home, Missouri at home, on the road at Arkansas, Kentucky at home, Vanderbilt on the road. If you go 3-6 over that 3 out of those 6 wins, I'll be surprised. So what the hell are we talking about being in the playoff discussion at the end of the year? There ain't no way with Jackson Arnold back there patting the baby all damn day, and you're still talking about it. You're not even moving on to this week of play. This is, man, and Benji, I know you'll, my God, how do you know for sure? I mean, this is when you know that little brothers live everywhere. It's not just A&M. It's not just Okie Light. It happens in Alabama, too, with little brothers. They whine and bitch and complain and whine and bitch and complain. Come on, man. Ugh. But doesn't it sound like A&M, Benji? Oh, you just sacked J.A. again. Yeah, no shit. Winners won, losers lose. Refs always suck to every team. Get over it. Yeah, again, look, there was a lot of missed calls both ways. And first off, you can argue if you want to about that scoop and score. Look, that's a decision that they looked at that play over and over again, and they decided that the catch was never made. I would tell you by looking at that play, the scoop and score deal, that not only did, if it was a catch, then his ass was down before they ripped the ball out. So if they screwed it up, they may have screwed it up there because it should have been a completion and he should have gotten the yardage there. You know? Then they're bitching about the one that in the last the go-ahead series where Sategna catches it, he takes 3 steps, is out of bounds, and they rip it out. That was a good overturn. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? But here's another one.
Saying, I don't give a damn about your criticisms of Jackson Arnold in this game. I knew he wasn't going to play a perfect. I think most people understood. Did he leave some throws on the table? Yes, but he 100% gave Auburn a chance to win this football game. He threw some catchable balls, and then he misfired on some, but so did Mateer. They got out with the win. The story in this game, I'm sorry to say, is the officiating. Auburn left some plays on the table. I get it. I think the long snapper should be running heels from now until the next game. As far as I'm concerned, he handed them points too.
We got time to talk about all.
The echo is real. Yeah, they're echoing each other. It's wild, right? Like, no need to defend the win coming from those other guys. Yeah. They missed the pass interference on Cam near the end zone. He got tackled before the ball got up there. That was pretty bang, though, too. And I'm not saying they didn't miss anything. I'm not telling you that. But is there, there's echo on the videos? Really? I wonder what's up with that. Let me see if I got something somewhere else. Has it been like that on all of it? You admit that you're... Huh. Okay. There was echoes in both of those videos. I wonder if... Let me check something real quick. I'm wondering if maybe it's the... Maybe I accidentally added it twice. No? Not that I'm seeing in there on the next ones. Let me see if there is on that one. Huh. Let me check and let me close up everything else and see if it's that. Ooh, you know what? Maybe it's on the sound stuff here. Okay. If it was that, I don't think it is now. It should be right, but let me check on here one more. Let me just check in my settings again just to make sure. Thank you for letting me know about that for sure. Let me know that you can still hear me. Give me a 1 if you can hear me. That video was homeless shelter, but anyway, you could still hear what they're saying fine. Was your mic on during it? It shouldn't have affected it, but I guess maybe. Listen, that's the one thing I'll say this. Looney, welcome to the show, Looney and Creel. Blackerby on from Locked On in Auburn looked genuinely on the verge of tears at one point after the game. They all kind of have been. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. Yeah. It's wild. Welcome in, Jason Davidson, Headless Ace, Fence Post. Good to hear you guys. Good to see you guys on there. Drew the Longhorn. Looky there. Something was up there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. D-Max. Anyway, it's wild. I got a couple. I do want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and play this one more. Actually, I'm gonna play the rest of them because I worked on all this all night. So let me do this one real quick for you.
Understand Auburn made mistakes in the game, and we'll talk about some of those. But at like moderately, 16 points were affected in a 7-point game. Moderately, conservatively, 7 points or 16 points were affected in a 7-point game.
Break down the 16 for me real quick. Real quick.
Just a minimum. And I'm all right. So
I understand.
All right. Let's take the safety away immediately because Auburn's not trying to pass, play from behind with 4 minutes left in the game. So you're not in that situation.
Okay.
The 7 points they took off the board for the overturned fumble return touchdown.
Got it.
Okay. And then the 7 points that were given to Oklahoma.
Okay. Got it.
On the bogus play.
Okay.
If you want to make the argument, Zach, that they would have gone on to score a touchdown on that play, I'll at least listen if I'm trying to be a little more moderate down the middle. But
moderately. The fuck out of here. I love it when people do this to where, that they think if this happens and this doesn't happen and this doesn't happen and this or this does happen even though this doesn't happen. When you change one thing, that butterfly effect stuff or whatever, it changes everything. Right? The game doesn't go the same way. Because if you want to play that game, we can play the game of, hey, guess what? If John Mateer doesn't break his thumb, they don't struggle offensively for a while in the game and they blow you out. Because remember when they had a chance to go up 17-3 and he fumbled the ball? Guess what? That was after he broke his thumb. I mean, we could do this all fucking day, but you don't. Because you know what? The game plays out the way it plays out. And in the end, you had a chance to win. You had 4.5 minutes left to go down and win the game. And you got sacked. I thought it was 3 times in a row. I went back and was watching it again. They actually got him like 5 times in a row between some penalties and some other stuff. They got him all fucking day on that last drive. After they got that first down, sack. One of the sacks didn't count because there was another penalty, but they were backed up and then they sacked them 3 times in a row to finish it out, to get the safety. Bro, it more than moderately stupid. It's just so crazy. Yeah. Auburn fans trying to find a way to excuse Arnold. And that's the other thing. Look, man, I'm not going to sit here and just badmouth JA. He went out there and did some things that I guess he was a little better than we saw him last year. Not a bunch, though. He also had Cam Coleman out there that was catching everything. And they didn't even go back to him. He's out there patting the baby. There was a bunch of balls that he missed to wide open dudes. Why are you not making the throws? Why are you trying to stand back there for 3 or 4 seconds when in a second and a half, they're back there? Make it make sense. I know that they missed a bunch of holding calls on them too. A bunch of holding calls on them. It happens. Oh, come on now. They were better after the thumb? Well, he only threw a few. Anyway, I was pulling for Auburn this weekend. Plans changed, so let's go Aggies. Hey. Huge opportunity for Michael Hawkins. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to play this one more because I want to be done with it. But I've got to play this next one so that I can just show you guys just how crazy it is.
In that situation. Not that the environment I thought was overwhelming, Zach. I thought that was one of the most underwhelming top 10 road environments to have such history, such tradition. I didn't think they got all that loud until the safety or the sack before the safety.
Okay.
I mean, they were a bunch of empty seats. It was just kind of whatever. But
not loud, bunch of empty seats. Let me show you something that I took. This is play one of the football game. Play one and play two of the game, it was loud, loud, loud. And I don't know if that came across there. It seemed to whenever I played it, and these are videos that I took from the stands. It seemed to come across whenever I played it on the computer and was just listening to it. If you go back and watch the game during that time, the entirety of the time them having the ball, it was loud, loud. And we talked about that on Saturday night. I talked about it after the Michigan game. I'm telling you, it was so similar the other day. And it was in the heat, but it was loud. If you looked at I had another video that I could show you. There wasn't any empty seats. I can tell you that. It was loud. You know? Whoa. Big 12 standards, huh? JD, who you talking to? Yeah, it is. It is tough. What's up there, Jonathan Lewis? Jonathan, you're a Bama guy. Is this how they always are? Is this how little brother they always are? Yeah. Hey, listen, you know, and I mean, when you have that many sacks, I mean, they had 7 in the first half. It was loud as shit the entirety of the first half, and it was hot. It was hot. 100%. We hear it all the time, he says. Yeah. Chicken. What up, chicken? Yeah. What's up, Dwayne? Too much. So I guess the noise had nothing to do with false starts they were getting. Right. They had a shit ton of them. A shit ton of them. I think it was like 7 or 8 false starts total. 5 or 6, something like that. It was more than 4. I know that. Anyway, it was a bunch. I just wanted to show everybody that this is, and I mean, this is going on yesterday. Tuesday, they're still talking about it constantly. And you know what? I have a bunch of other clips that I could have put. I just wanted to put up those few just so I could illuminate how crazy this looks. And this is a week that Oklahoma's off. We ain't got nothing to do but talk about whatever from the game. And then, of course, the Mateer stuff and Michael Hawkins coming in and all that kind of stuff. Look, we got plenty to talk about for the off week and what's coming up, but you would think that you would be looking at what's coming because you're getting, you know, as loud as it is at Oklahoma, we happen to know it gets pretty damn loud at College Station too. And weird. Although, I mean, you know, weird is a relative term, particularly with Auburn fans. I mean, shit. Yeah, I missed the prediction. So what? Have you Let me tell me what you were predicting there, Kobe, for UTEP, San Jose State. What was your predictions for that? Pretty sure you missed those too. And they ain't SEC teams. Auburn should have been given OU, Georgia, and Bama for the rivals. Auburn should have. Well, they got two of those three. They got two of those three. Vandy for the third one. I don't know that they care about Vandy, but it is kind of, I mean, they've been kicking their ass. At least Diego Pavia has been beating their ass for 2 years. So, yeah, they just say anything. Jonathan's little brother for the weekend. Yeah. Loaning us little brother for the weekend. Yeah, it was something, wasn't it? Creole. What did Creole say? Let me see. What if Mike Hawk beats Texas? What will the excuse be? Yeah. And listen, that's what I'm going to sit here and say. It leads into all that too, because all that shit they're talking, but then they start saying, well, oh yeah, that's karma for cheating and blah, blah, blah. What happened to Mateer? Okay, cool. But Hawkins beat your ass last year in your house. And as far as Texas goes, I'm not impressed. Not impressed. Not impressed with what you did against Sam Houston State last week either, or Arch standing over that linebacker acting like big badass dude when he's been playing like shit, or the fact that he's got 14 touchdowns, 13 of which did not come against Ohio State, a team with a pulse, the only team with a pulse you played. We'll see. We shall see. And never mind Texas on Oklahoma right now. They've got to think about Florida in the swamp. What are you going to do if you go down there? Maybe DJ Lagway plays. Maybe he doesn't. I hear he might be getting into the portal and redshirting because he's hurt and they suck. But their defense is good. And what if you can't beat their backup? Oh, yes. What up, 5 till midnight? I didn't even know Florida has their band there. Nothing says we're Aggies like complaining about everything in the book except for open windows in the in the old line. Yeah. We will see when Arch gets that relentless pressure. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've seen that with Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Spring game at Jordan Hare is louder than that weak ass Norman. Oh, really, JD? Because it wasn't very loud whenever Oklahoma came and bent you over in it. Couldn't even get it. 21-10 lead didn't do shit for you. But here's where I'm headed in this. I'm glad you asked it, Jonathan. What's the confidence from the OU fan base in Hawkins? Not going to speak for the entirety of the fan base. Everything that I'm seeing on Twitter for OU right now is, and if you're asking me what my confidence is, I'm fully confident in Michael Hawkins. I think what Mateer has over Michael Hawkins right now is knowledge of the he's got experience that Michael didn't have in this offense with this play caller, all those little things. But everything that we've heard leading up to now is how fantastic he's looked from the spring on. Arbuckle was even talking how amazing he thought he was in the first 5 practices. They like him. There's a reason why he's still there. And I feel like he'd be starting pretty much anywhere else in the SEC. I think he could be starting. already. Before this week, he would have been the starter at a lot of places in the SEC. Not necessarily all of them, but a lot of them. And if you know me, I've been saying that before it's all over with, the dude is going to be in New York for the Heisman. I believe that 100%. The guy has, we've seen him layer balls. We've seen, if it comes to running, he's faster than Mateer, more elusive. He's got just as big an arm. He's got everything that you need as a quarterback. I mean, if you look at what he did in his senior year in high school, 55 touchdowns, like 3 turnovers. He took a team from Frisco Emerson that would not have been anywhere. They were their 4th year as a program period. They get to the semifinal and lose to South Oak Cliff, who ended up winning back-to-back championships in that division in 5A. It is what it is. He's legit. My confidence level is good. I know there's a high confidence level from a lot of people. Then there's some that'll say they don't like him. If you just try to go by everything off of last year, okay, that's cool. But then those same people will tell you, well, it wasn't J.A.'s fault that, things didn't go well at Oklahoma because the offensive line, no receivers, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll say, but Hawkins isn't good. Okay. Makes sense. Make that make sense. You can't go against him on one thing and not on the other. When you see what he did, I mean, look, Oklahoma lost that last game against Navy, but it wasn't because of him. He lit it up. Definitely. Definitely. And here you go. I'll just go ahead and put these up here. I've seen a few O-line guys tell Jay they couldn't hear. Yeah. Arch has never gotten into the what? Whatever, dude. Well, see, here's one of your haters. Sooner Cowboys. Don't you start, Sooner Cowboys. You're on thin ice with me after yesterday. It's always that, yes. Hawkins will be fine. I don't care if you're impressed, Benji, at all. Auburn's probably going 0-3 in their first 3 because they got Georgia the week after. What am I going to say? Yeah, no O-line and no offensive coordinator. I mean, and he didn't even get – if he'd have played under, after they got rid of Seth, who's to say? I felt like he should have played the rest of the season. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, and here's the thing. Headless says that it hadn't even been – he's been working with him, Mateer and Arbuckle. I mean, I've told you Arbuckle loves him. And Mateer and him, he's been attached – they've been attached at the hip. They get along fine. It's not – a lot of guys that, when it turns into kind of like pro football, you're both getting paid and trying to keep your spot. A lot of times they don't help each other out. This is not the situation here. From what I hear, it's very similar to how it was between Baker and Kyler. They got along fine. They worked together. They talked a lot. They got through things. It is what it is. Dude, he's been in a boot since he got there. He has his swagger back. Yeah. The only thing is that defense that they're going up against in the Swamp next weekend isn't exactly – it's a little better than what they've gone up against so far. A little better. We'll see. I don't care if Texas does win what? If Texas wins what? Are we talking about if Texas wins against Florida? No credit will be given? I'll give them credit. If you go to the Swamp and win, yeah, sure. Now, South Florida did it, but, you know. So you should go do it. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm kind of off of that at this point, Donald. But you're right. As I heard last night, if you're successful on 60% offensive snaps, 80 on your defensive snaps, and refs are correct, 90% you should win most, if not all, your game. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a nerd alert. I got to give you that one. But I don't know. I haven't ever tested that or whatever. Who put you in timeout? I didn't do it. I think it's funny. We could put you back in there, though. And I'm sick of you assholes. That's why. Aren't you worried about A&M yet, JD? Full confidence. There you go. Yeah, listen. Well, here's the thing. They're not SEC hierarchy. Don't let them fucking lie to you 5 till midnight. Auburn is not part of the SEC hierarchy. Not even kinda. Oklahoma's had more 11-win seasons since 2015 than they've had in their entire existence. The fuck are we talking about? Hierarchy. Hey, here's one. Okay, deception play ain't going to help y'all versus Tennessee. Hold on. This deception shit, that's the other thing that deception. Isn't that one of the pillars of football, is deceiving the other side? That's so weird to me that word keeps coming up. Deception. Fuck out of here. He would start on a lot of teams. Holy shit, I'm way behind. I got plenty of people talking. We got 133 people in here. You guys better be liking it up. 100 of them in here on the stream, the live stream on YouTube. Only 43 likes out of you 104 people. Even if you're in here talking shit, you better be hitting the like button. Better be hitting the like button, folks. Come on now. While you're hitting the like button, take a look at this. Are you tired of your game day gear looking like it's stuck in the offseason? Well, step up your fandom with Hall of Fame College Football's official Fanatics partner store. Whether you're a diehard Oklahoma Sooners fan like myself, bleeding crimson and cream, or you rep another one of the SEC's heavy hitters, Fanatics has you covered. Shop thousands of officially licensed hats, jerseys, sideline polos, and exclusive championship merch from the entire Power 4 and Group of 6 too. All shipped directly to your doorstep and fast. Want to gear up like your favorite coaches and players? Are you looking for that perfect tailgate tee or a statement piece for your man cave? Fanatics is your one-stop shop for authentic college football gear from everybody that plays the game. So do yourself and your team a favor. Click our link in the description or simply log on to hofmedia.us/fanatics. That's hofmedia.us/fanatics. And you can shop everything that you want for the best prices of the day right on our Fanatics partner page. Only 4 more likes since I went out. That means that nobody's in here liking. So you get to watch another commercial. Hey, Jason Watkins here with Hall of Fame College Football. And if you are ready to back your favorite team, the Sooners, and fade that Texas hype train every Saturday this fall, there's only one place to do it, MyBookie. Right now, you can double your first deposit up to $1,000 when you sign up at hofmedia.us/mybookie1000. That's hofmedia.us/mybookie1000. Yep, 100% deposit bonus, and it takes less than 5 minutes to get started. Whether you're betting college football, rolling the dice in the online casino, or dropping a 10-leg parlay on SEC Chaos, MyBookie has everything you need. Bet anytime, anywhere, on the go, at the tailgate, or yelling at the refs from your couch. Just don't talk trash. Put your money where your mouth is. Hit that link, hofmedia.us/mybookie1000, and get your deposit bonus today. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie and Hall of Fame College Football. All right, we're up to 61. If we don't get to 70 here in the next couple of minutes, I'm just going to do it again. I'm just going to do it again because I don't like freeloaders. All right. All right. 40 points against who coming soon? Oh, Sharp. Oh, Brinsky. You're full of it. Let's see. What up? What up? Hey, there you go. There you go. I had one up here that Hank said, look at the work Arbuckle's done with Ward and Mateer. I expect Hawk to ball out. So do I. I think he would have been fine as a starter. I think it works out really good either way. Let's see. Mateer going to be able to give him tips with the offense and help him see what he needs to see. Not worried. I think Florida's defense going to give Arch problems. Yeah, I would agree. Maybe Auburn cheated. They paid the refs at Temple to give our Mason Thomas the roughing the passer. It wasn't, hey, just so you understand this, JD, it wasn't JA either. It was the defense. Ask the Bama fans in attendance here. I don't care, Drew. I don't usually put your shit on the screen either way. There's a bunch of people in here, so I don't really care. Auburn big mad. Yeah, they're big mad. They're big full of shit too. Hit the like button. Where are we at? 66. You got 1 minute to hit 70. 1 minute to hit 70. Webster's deception, the root cause for Auburn football's trophy case. You know why? Because
and call your team trash. Because that's what they are. Trash.
Trash. Oh, I ain't got there yet. Damn it, man. 69. Get one more. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it. Okay. All right, we'll continue. Let's see. Oh, here we go. What up, Neilio? Mars Jams. Yeah, I went to 59 after the second one. General's booty. Oh, I agree. I agree, Creole. This is a fact. Yeah, listen. It'll be awesome. Peace. Oh, you're leaving? Oh, shucks, Drew. That sucks. Not. You know what? In case you're still here.
If you take your top lip and connect it to your bottom lip, you will shut the up.
Okay, yeah. They were talking about that too. I heard them bitching about that. They were using that. That was just for them to do that. I heard it on their radio. That was part of the plan. That is deception 101. Yeah, it is. You guys are idiots enough to like fall for it. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about a player that hasn't played. I'm not going to talk about him. Modern day caveman. Just not doing it. I broke a finger on my right hander in 2 days, had the cast on 3 weeks off the day of the first game. My hand looked like alien. He's not going to be ready by Texas. I agree. I would agree with that. I'm not worried about Texas. I'm not worried about Texas. They got other problems other than Arch Manning too, by the way. They have not gone up against a defensive line like this. They have not. So, look, Texas taking an L in Dallas. Everything, you know how deception. You know how they're always talking about the defense lines up in one look and then they roll into something else. Is that not deception? It's all fucking deception. Hand signals. Why else would you have hand signals and all these other little signs that you do to get the play in? Come on, guys. It's so wild. The stuff that's coming these days out of especially trash-ass programs like Auburn make me laugh. Johnny Johns. Shout out to Ms. Hawkins. I'm not worried. I'm not even kind of. Yeah, I give a shit what Drew thinks. Not even a little bit. Drew's full of shit as they get, man. I mean, it comes out of Drew's ears. Jason Davidson, he'll be ready for Texas. However long it is, look, here's what I say. If you watch this show, you know I've been saying it since long before the season. If Oklahoma's going to get to where they want to get, you're going to need Michael Hawkins. He's going to have to come in and contribute to this thing. I knew it. I had a feeling it was coming in one way or whether it was from an injury or it was because they just had something planned for him that he can do that will hurt them in some way, in one play or weeks worth of plays. I knew it was going to come. I truly believe that. And you know what? Championship teams got to go through some shit. You've got to go through some hardships and find a way to get through it. That's when you know that you're able to find a way to win one. If they don't this year, then they don't. But I'm telling you, I think they're going to be fine. And I'm disappointed for Mateer also. Don't get me wrong. I'm disappointed for him too. And he's played fantastic. I love John Mateer. I think the guy is a straight up dog. He's a baller. It sucks for him that he went down. And what a way to gut it out after getting hurt like that. I hope he's able to come back soon. I really do. But I'm telling you that I have 100% faith in Michael Hawkins to get the job done. He doesn't have to do it by himself. And that's what the people that talk shit about Hawkins, they forget that he was having to pretty much do it by himself last year. You want to talk about, go ahead and bring up South Carolina to me. Go ahead, because how the hell is that his fault when you've got an offensive coordinator whose game plan includes a non-blocking tight end going one-on-one with All-American edge guys? That wasn't his fault. And Jay didn't come in and do anything fucking special. Come on. What they have to do is hold serve at home. If you get a split even between South Carolina and Texas and you get Mateer back at some point, you're still in line for the playoff. And here's the deal. If you beat Texas, I think that South Carolina sucks, guys. I do. I think Tennessee's going to be a tough game, judging by what we saw between them and Georgia. But do we really know what Georgia is? No. I've never seen them give up that many points to Tennessee. So we'll see. I'm not going to sit here and play doctor. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. No timelines matter until what the doctor says. And you know what? People heal differently too. And you got to remember that this is the thumb that holds the football. If he's not ready, you don't want him to play yet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, one way or the other, he's going to put it on. Yeah, because they're going to beat him. That's what I'm talking about. The whole deal with me and the stuff about last year, you can talk about, Jen Kane does this all the time. She's always, she'll pop on to the messages after the fact or the chats after the fact, after one of my shows. And she's always trashing on Hawk for whatever reason. And she was doing it yesterday on Twitter too, for whatever reason. Or not Twitter. It was on, I think it was on Sooner Scoop. Yeah. I hope everybody who wants to talk shit is ready to eat crow, because it's not even the same situation for him. They've been working with him. That he knows this offense. He's got Mateer in his ear. He's going to have Arbuckle in his ear. Coach Kuz. He's going to be ready. He's going to be ready. They can run base shit on Kent State and blow them out. They're the worst team in FBS, except for maybe Okie Light. So, yeah. Yeah, I would say so. Probably. It's going to depend on how it all shakes out. I think you need to win 10 to make sure you get in. But I understand what you're saying. Sooner. Hawkins can run. Bro, Hawkins is faster than Mateer, guys. What do you... Yup. Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen. Look, I said prior to Mateer getting there that I thought that it needed to be a competition. Now, I've since come off of that, and I think that Mateer is exactly what Oklahoma needed at the time. I've said that. He's exactly what OU needed. He brought that belief in themselves that we hadn't really seen. confidence levels went through the roof, especially after last season, that you needed a guy like this that is outwardly confident, loud about it. Hawkins is more of a silent leader. He's going to do it with his play. So whether or not I think, and I'll just tell you, I think skill set wise, I don't even think Mateer's as good as Hawkins skill set wise. What he is better at is that leadership stuff, holding guys accountable, being in their face. These are things that I think it's great that Hawkins has been learning, right? But you needed what Mateer gave you. I'm so glad that he's there. And I'm so glad that he started off the year. And I'll be happy if he comes back. But I'll tell you this, Hawkins has the ability to do everything that you've seen from John Mateer. And it's, I just saw that Kobe said it's a big ask. It's not a big ask. You know what? He's got a real defense. He had the defense last year, but they also have offensive weapons. He doesn't have to go out there and try to do it by himself. He has to go out there and execute a game plan. They're not going to put it all on him to go win the game every week. They're not. And this idea that that Oklahoma is just going to continue not getting turnovers, man, I'm telling you, they get one, they're probably going to get 10 immediately in a short period. It's wild that they haven't got some. It's been kind of just, it's almost freakish that they haven't, some of these that are, it's almost definite that they're going to get one, and they just hadn't ended up getting it. Hell, Peyton had 2 of them last week in the first half that he probably would have taken to the house. Kendall Daniels almost had another one. Look, and shit, we know J.A. can turn the ball over. He was trying to. Sooner or later, that dam's going to break. Then what? That's the only thing anybody can say about this defense right now is they're not forcing turnovers yet. Yeah, but they're not giving up shit on the ground. They're not giving up points. I mean, we're good as long as Arch doesn't get hurt. All right, I'm getting way behind again. Let me get through here. Yeah, fuck Texas, man. Yes, you do, Jen. Yes, you do. You're always talking shit on him. And you were yesterday. Don't lie. Don't lie. You've been doing it a lot. Yeah, listen. That's what I think. It's not like he was turning the ball over a ton before that. He had those 3 turnovers against South Carolina. Aside from that, he turned it over that one time against Texas. He wasn't turning it over before that. That was a terrible game plan. They had no game plan whatsoever going for him. And on top of that, everybody was hurt. It wasn't good, man. It just wasn't good. You guys know it, and I know it. I think you're probably right about that fence post, but I would just tell you that I still think you probably need to get to 10. Yeah. Well, surprised he didn't I'm surprised he didn't fumble when R. Mason got him. They were trying to call that a targeting too. What? He jumped up and landed on top of him. He wasn't head to head with him. Speaking about Jaden Gibson, that'd be cool if he's back. Now it's Giovanni that's coming back, I believe, for Kent State, is what we're hearing, right? Yeah. Yeah, listen, here's what I'll say about Cortland. Man, he got a masterclass in what it is to go up against a number 1 guy like that. This is an NFL number 1 guy, by the way. Cam Coleman is the real deal. The real deal. He didn't look great, but he stayed with him. It's not like he was able to shake him really. There's some things that he'll definitely learn from it for sure. It's great that he got to learn of it. Where are we at? 78, 79 out of 107 people in here. Keep it up, folks. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Really? We've only had steady people in here. It's just the steady same ones, huh? Giovanni practiced today. Yeah, I'm hoping that Jaden comes back, but I mean, we hadn't seen him, so it's been a while. You know who else says this? George Stoya. You know, he actually knows stuff. Yeah, man. He's been good so far, though. Yeah, I agree. I've heard so many different things, and I've heard some of that stuff isn't true. I've heard some of it is. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm not going to talk about Jaden Ott, guys. I'm not going to do it. You guys can talk about it in the chat. I have nothing to say about the guy. He's not on the field. He's not on the field. Until he is, I could care less. And I think, I mean, I don't know what you can't really say anything bad about what we saw from the freshman last week. I mean, he looked good. It wasn't because of him. It was because they weren't opening holes, and we're still running the ball into the teeth of the fucking defense. The one really good thing about their defense, their D-line, and we're running that inside zone. Hell, even Gabe's screaming about it. Hates it. You know? It is what it is. Takes a lot to keep them up to date on who they play next, what time, and what channel. And now the sheesh. I think he's been kind of slow to come back as far as it's felt like he would have been better in this situation last week for those inside yards. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I think that he's been slow to come back from whatever the injury is. And I don't know what the deal is with the rotation stuff. It sounds to me like Arbuckle has more control over that than anybody else. Just being honest. But I'm not really sure. And again, I'm not going to talk about Ott. I'm just not. Used to pop off on Texas Lake, dude. Mm-hmm. I don't know. He's been hurt too. He was hurt too, man. He was hurt in baseball too. He hasn't put up a stat on the baseball team either. So injuries happen, guys. And I'll tell you something about Taylor Tatum. Since he got rung up 2 times in a row, I mean, he got hit a second time. They gave him the damn ball in that Tennessee game last year. That's when he got that bad concussion. That's when the fumble problem started and the injury issue started with that kid. Things happen like that, and concussions are real. Concussions are real. And, I mean, the dude was out on his feet, basically, and they left him in the fucking game. So, I think if he ever comes back to where the guy was explosive. He's a hell of a recruiter. And I think he's a good coach. I just think that I don't understand his he does it the way, I think he does it the way that he was taught to do it by his running back coach at the time, which was Mike Gundy. And if you weren't blocking, he wasn't playing you. So that was a lot of the issue that's a lot of the issue I know with Ott too. When he was healthy, he wasn't blocking very well. He's not a blocker. But I don't know. I'd like to see more of X-Rob too, but I'm just saying, look, Tory Blaylock he's been that guy. And he's running out there with a banged up shoulder and running hard. He's the only running back I've seen make anybody miss so far. You know? Now, I don't know about. Hey, Javante's done fine this year, though. Aside from that first game, he's been fine. What up, Mysterious? Next Halen. I like it. Something ain't right. Something ain't right there. Again, I ain't talking about the guy. Yes, he's going to be back too, apparently. That's what I keep hearing. Here's the thing, though, modern day. Just so before we start getting too crazy about Nagy, you realize that all over the country that dude was a take. Period. End of story. It's not like Oklahoma was the only program in the country that was excited to get an opportunity to get him. When healthy, he's been a producer. Period. It is what it is. So before we go blaming anybody, sometimes guys just aren't the same anymore. Things happen. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes it doesn't just work. Where are we at? 85. All but 14 people in here right now have hit it. Or 104 we've got in here. All but 15 anyway. 20. Not bad. And listen, I like X-Rob a lot. There's nothing. What's not to like about him? You know? What's not to like? Hey, man, I'm with you on that. Michael Hawkins is the truth. I've been saying it for a long time. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to go into this other stuff because I'm kind of I'm not going to have the argument about it with anybody. I think we're good. I think they're good to go. So let me see. Let's add in this. Well, maybe. Huh. I don't know what's going on with that. Not seeing it. I had the permanent. Mom. All right. Permanent opponents. This happened while I was gone and sick and all that kind of stuff. Figured we'd talk a little bit about that. I don't know what the hell happened with the whole Ole Miss becoming one of our permanent opponents. Apparently, the only thing that Oklahoma was really worried about was getting Texas to stay on the schedule. And I don't know why that was even a concern. But apparently they needed some help because the rest of the SEC was bitching and complaining about who their permanents were going to be. Obviously, as we see here, you've got Bama has the two that you would expect them to have Auburn and Tennessee. And then Mississippi State apparently, and that probably apparently that came from some complaining about having LSU or whatever. I think a lot of people expected them to have it. But looking at Oklahoma, the only one that's really a surprise, I guess, to me would be the Ole Miss one. You were hearing, though, it could be LSU, it could be Florida, was what they were saying 2 years ago. I don't know that it bothers me necessarily. I don't really have a feeling one way or the other about Ole Miss, so I don't care. It doesn't bother me, though, one way or the other, really, to be honest with you. Texas, of course, they get Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Arkansas. So it would have been, I think it'd be cool if you would have seen one of those two, either A&M or Arkansas, being on there with Mizzou. Because I guess if, we certainly don't like Mizzou, but I wouldn't call them a rival necessarily. That's just me. Tennessee would have been cool as the third one. Why, I don't know why Mizzou has them. It seems weird. But it felt like that would have been a good match too. I don't know. I was under the impression that Tennessee was going to end up with Florida. If they were going to toss them, Mizzou, they could have tossed them Oklahoma for that matter. So it is what it is. But anything, are there any in particular that you guys don't like, or do you have any strong feelings about any of these? No Alabama versus LSU. No, I think that was complained about. That was something that Alabama wasn't wanting to add, either them or Georgia to their permanent deal. Here's the thing about this, though. It's pretty cyclical in college football. Right now, Mizzou's pretty good. Mizzou's pretty good so far. They look good so far. Their running back's amazing, and their defense has looked really good. Prabula so far has looked good. He certainly looked better than, at least last week, than Sellers did. And I'm going to tell you, I don't believe in South Carolina. But I figured they would win by more. Apparently that has become some kind of a rivalry, yeah, I guess. I don't know that Bama cries a lot. I think Bama gets their way a lot. Kind of boring. I don't have any feeling about them one way or the other, I guess. I felt like Oklahoma should have won that game last year. Thank you, Jackson Arnold, for gagging it away. But, hey. Wanted LSU. Listen, see, if you really want one of hatred, I know that Oklahoma fans and LSU fans, for that matter, have no love for each other. So that would have been good. It wouldn't have bothered me. I can get on board with that. Yeah, right now. Okay. Yeah, listen, I think this week is going to tell you a lot about who is. Look, Georgia needs to win a game against Alabama, period, anywhere. They haven't beaten Alabama at home since, I think I heard 1980 something. And it may have been 80. Right. Yeah, I got you. Kentucky and Florida. Yeah, I guess that's somebody's got to have Kentucky as a rivalry, right? And I know that they have a rivalry with Tennessee. They always kind of have. That's lucky for Tennessee, I guess. But I screwed that one up. So it is Kentucky and not Mizzou then. It's Kentucky, not Mizzou. See, I knew I was going to screw one up. So, yeah. Tennessee actually got off kind of easy on their permanents. They definitely got off kind of easy on their permanents. Let me go to these. We can go to the. Where the hell is it? Oh, Okay. So the 2026 season, this is everybody's home and away schedule for 2026. Obviously, in 2028, it just swaps home and away for the conference schedule. But this was the one that I was a little concerned about. How are they going to, I wasn't so much worried about the permanent 3 as much as I was worried about, okay, how are they going to split up the rest of the shit? Because not a big fan of the thought. And I would say this for Texas too. I don't want Texas or Oklahoma to have to play Georgia and Bama in the same year, or, a bunch of times where you're playing, or LSU in the same year or whatever. But again, this is cyclical. Things can change. But to me, I just think at the time being, I think, it'd be kind of messed up, especially after the way they kind of did OU to start it off with. So looking at this, I felt pretty good about it. You got Missouri in the first year on the road. You're not always going to have them. Ole Miss, you're always going to have them. Kentucky at home. It's kind of a crappy home game, but okay. South Carolina at home. A&M at home, I kind of like that. Then you're at Florida, at Georgia. That's kind of tough, but then at Mississippi State. I don't know. I mean, I guess the Levy factor there, that could be okay. They've got a really good freshman quarterback waiting in the wings, and maybe Leb gets it going. But I think that's going to be a tough one. But it's a road game in Stark Vegas, and it's just not an easy place to go play, I guess. But it's it's doable, right? If you look at Texas's schedule, it seems like it's probably a little bit harder. At Tennessee, at LSU, they've got Bama again, right? Do you have Bama that year? Y'all don't have Alabama, do you? That's some bullshit. Forget I said that. A&M on the road, but you're always going to have them every year. So yeah. LSU, Florida, at Tennessee. Yeah. Anyway, okay. 2027. But then they have Bama and Georgia in the same year in 2027. That's what I was remembering. Okay. Oklahoma in this year, on this time around, you've got Bama and LSU, but no Georgia. So, yeah. I guess it's definitely more evened out than I was worried. I was kind of concerned that you'd get a heavy dose one way or the other on one year or the other. I'd just like to see it be as, and the thing is you don't even know what it is. What is it to balance the schedule? We could go by what it's been lately, but things could change for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so see, you didn't have Bama in the first season there, Benji, but you get double whammy in the next year and get them both, Georgia and Bama. So I get it. 28. Again, same deal. You get LSU that year, and maybe LSU's one of the better teams at that point. Tennessee, listen, as long as hype's there, I didn't think that Tennessee was going to be as good as they seem to be this season. So maybe it's not as bad. Florida, see who their new coach is, Are they still? Yeah, they've still been. We've had a few of them in here, Legend. Good to see you, man. Mm-hmm. No schedule. Well, yeah, and I think this is a fair thing to say. I don't think that there's really easy schedules. And Mizzou, here's the other thing. For Mizzou getting their easy way these first 2 years that we've been in, they've got a fairly doable schedule, and it's helped them, I think. But this 26 and 28, they loaded them up. Texas, Georgia, A&M, Florida. I don't know what Florida's going to be. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to wait and see on who they get as a coach. If they keep Billy around, maybe they're easy, but I don't know. Yeah. I feel, hey, modern day caveman, don't yell at me, bro. Don't yell at me with those all caps and shit. I take that shit offensive. Don't yell at me. Yeah. Yeah, so far. Modern Day came in here hollering. The hell? I don't even think that's correct, Castleberry. I'm pretty sure it was in the 80s. I'm almost positive that that's a fact. But, you know, this is what it is. They did. Yeah, easier for sure. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. I like the 26-28 schedule. Now we'll go to the 29. Obviously, it's tougher, but it's not. I think it's a pretty good balance. You know, you got Bama and LSU again, but you're doing that now. So it's, you know, but then Tennessee, Missouri, Auburn, Texas, but you know, I mean, you also have, I want to say, Vanderbilt's in there. Not Mississippi State, huh? No. Yeah, actually, it's kind of similar to this one, to the schedule that they have now. So, yeah, the 27 and 29 schedules are definitely tougher. And I think you're going to have them. I don't think any of them are easy. But I definitely see that it's a little more evened out, it feels like, now. And here's the thing. You're in the SEC, get ready because you're going to get them all. The good news is that you play everybody every 2 years. So you're not going to – I like it that, you know, it's wild to me that in all the time that A&M's been in the SEC, they've played Georgia once. One time. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. So you're going undefeated in 2027? Yeah, I don't think so. With Georgia and Bama on your schedule? Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not listening to the negativity, folks. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it today. Not doing it. Because here's the deal. They hadn't been running the ball so far, and if the running game is Michael Hawkins, it's been John Mateer. Michael Hawkins is faster. I mean, they can do the same thing that they're already doing. You don't have to do anything special. You got to sustain some drives, man. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Bob, that's how I'm going to do it. Laces up. The Big Ten and ACC future schedules. That's a good call. It's a good call. Well, I mean, you could just, if you look at what they do for reference just now, I mean, and they're not changing anything. That's why they're continuing to, you know, have this bullshit. They just got bullshit schedules pretty much. So kind of is what it is, but that's a good call. Let's see. Let's just go with the Big Ten schedule real quick. Big Ten. Mm-mm. Let's see. Okay, so for instance, let's look at this year. So Illinois, who didn't even drop out of the top 25, and they got beat by 60 by Indiana, who I still say sucks. They got beat by 60. They've got SC this weekend. followed by Purdue, Ohio State. I mean, Washington, Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin. I mean, it's just that the conference isn't very good either. You know? Northwestern, Maryland, Wisconsin's not good again. You know? I mean, Indiana this year scheduled their best game up until, I guess, it'll be in a couple of weeks. During week 7, they play, because they're going to play Iowa next week or this week, and then they've got a week off, and then they got Oregon. Then it's Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland. Then they got Penn State. Then it's Wisconsin, Purdue to close out. Like, they're undefeated now. Let's say they lose both of the games to the good teams. There's no way they're losing to anybody else. Indiana's probably going to be back in. And I mean, and they opened up the season with Old Dominion and Kennesaw State and whoever that is, it Indiana State, the Sycamores, Larry Bird School. Shit. You know? Nebraska, I mean, they barely beat Cincinnati. They got beat by, and I don't know who HCU is, and I guess that's Appalachian State that they played in week 2. Maybe. I don't know that that's for sure. They lost to Michigan, but now they go up against Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, SC. I think SC is probably pretty even with them. Then UCLA, Penn State, Iowa. I mean, chances are Nebraska could get in. Do you really think that they're a playoff team? Because I don't. But if they can pull out, if they beat SC, if they just beat SC, because they're going to win those other games. If they beat SC and beat Iowa, they're going to be in. They're going to be in. If they win the other games that they're supposed to win, you know, Northwestern, Minnesota, Maryland, Michigan State, UCLA, they should win that one for sure, right? We'll see. Ohio State, you know, they had Grambling after Texas, then Ohio. They've got UW. They should win that. I mean, it's on the road, but they should win it. Just let me pull this off, actually. Hold on. Sorry, let me pull it onto the screen. But I mean, what are we talking about, guys? You know? Could have been Abilene Christian. I don't know, bro. Yeah. And Texas Tech, who have they played? Utah, look bad. No, see, and I don't believe in Tech either. I don't believe in Tech either. You guys already know I don't believe in Tech. I picked them against Utah because I believe in them less. Yeah, I'm not even paying attention to those guys. Are you legend? Yeah, I mean, listen, they're good for you know. I don't mind rooting for them to, you know, settle scores and shit like that. But I'll tell you this: even if they were to win that one, out of the next 6, if they win 3 of those games, I'll be surprised, and that takes them out of playoff contention, like that dumbass was talking about, the asterisk guy, right? Yeah, Loxley's still there. That's a former Lobo head coach there, Neilio. He was shitty there too. He was trash. They are scared, but they ought to be scared of They ought to be scared of Hawkins too. They really should. But like, look at Penn State. They played Nevada, FIU, Villanova. This week is their first game with a team with a pulse. They get Oregon. Then they go UCLA, Northwestern, Iowa, on the road to Iowa. Then they get Ohio State. And after Ohio State, who the fuck's going to beat them? You know? Who the hell's going to beat them? Now, they're probably going to get smoked against Oregon, and they're probably going to get smoked against Ohio State, and they'll still be in the playoff again. And right now, they've got them ranked in the top 3. Fuck that. SC definitely trying to do their, I don't even know who these teams are that they played early on. They played, and they struggled with Purdue. I don't know what happened in their game with Michigan State, I'm assuming. But, I mean, are they going to go on the road to Champaign after they got their ass kicked? I mean, look, should SC be able to win that game? I would think so. But I don't trust them to beat Michigan. They not beat Notre Dame. Nebraska, I don't know. Then they get Oregon, UCLA. I mean, they've got a tougher schedule than most of those teams as far as their conference schedule is concerned that we've talked about. I don't know, man. I'm just not buying the Big Ten as a as a big time team. Oregon, yes. I mean, yeah, I mean, Okie Light was on their schedule. That's the worst team in FBS. You know, they have to play their Oregon State game. I'm cool with that. I think it sucks what happened to Washington State and Oregon State. But Penn State, and then I don't know. They've got Indiana after that. After the Penn State game, which is on the road for them. They go to they get Indiana at home. I don't believe in Indiana, but I mean, you know, whatever. They play Iowa, they play SC, and they play Washington. And Washington and them, I mean, that's a rivalry game. It's harder than the other contender schedule. Look at Ohio State. I mean, come on, man. Washington, Illinois, Penn State, they'll beat the shit out of Penn State and Illinois. I mean, Michigan, they hadn't beaten Michigan in forever, so, I mean, we'll see. But who the hell does Rutgers and UCLA scare? You know? Wisconsin. Come on, man. Oh, see what happened. Chicken, get him into timeout for a minute. He's just gone too far now. There you go. He got him. Is he in timeout or what? I was going to put him in a 5-minute timeout, so I'll do that. Got to avoid chicken. Got to avoid chicken. You can only say so many things, big boy, and get away with it.
If you take your top lip and connect it to your bottom lip, you will shut the up.
That's right, Benji. Shut the fuck up. All right. He was saying that, yeah, I'm not even going to say it because it's bullshit. But he was talking shit about Mateer. He earned it. He earned it. I mostly try to not pay that much attention to it whenever he gets going back and forth with you guys because you guys do egg it on. And I love it. I love it. Because fuck Texas.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
And here's another one we haven't heard in a while.
And that's the format, and USC sucks.
But speaking of sucking,
people that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills.
Gundy's not going to have a problem paying his own bills, but he no longer has a coaching job. Kel Gundy apparently yesterday said that he and Mike are going to coach together somewhere else. I don't believe all that. You know what I mean? I don't believe all that. But wow. You know, I don't know how many people went and checked out the column that I wrote, but it was crazy to me that apparently he had an opportunity on Monday when he faced the media to kind of take responsibility that he didn't take on Saturday. He didn't do that. They were trying to get him to agree to stepping down at the end of the year. He did not agree to that either. Then he kind of forced the hand at Oklahoma State. They fired him yesterday, effective immediately. Hey, listen, I think it's what they had to do. If you are Oklahoma State and you give two shits about at any point getting better, you better do it now, because look, they've clearly shown that they are so far behind in this era. And he admitted to Andy and Ari on 3 earlier this year before the season. He admitted to them that this is the first year that he's been willing to pay NIL dollars to players in the portal, that he wasn't willing to give it to them before. So that tells you in and of itself right there that he hasn't been playing the game. He has been dragging his feet on it. And it has taken them from one of the contenders in the Big 12 when Big Brother was there to trash, complete trash. He had to go. He had to go. There ain't no way that they're crazy enough to go Arkansas, Satterfield. I get what you're saying. There ain't no fucking way. Look, if you're stupid enough to hire Mike Gundy right now when he has proven that he does not like this era of college football, I think you get what you get, man. You know what I mean? I think you get what you get. The dude hasn't won a game against an FBS opponent in a calendar year. He just lost to Tulsa at home for the first time in 74 years. No. Can't have it. Can't have it. I think you're wild. Unless it's an FCS program that you don't have to worry as much about NIL stuff, I don't think that you can hire the guy. I think he's unhireable. Because the dude is not what he's been coasting off his smoke and mirrors accolades, which is what they are. We talked about it last night. There's no way, man. There's just no way. Oh, by the way, and you said you got Miami, OU, and FSU 1, 2, and 3 this week. Fight me, but with logic. By the way, for all of you who have been voting in it and members, whatever, we're opening up. I did start the Hall of Fame Top 25 poll. I did send it out to the people that were already voting in it last year. Chicken, I don't know if I have your email. Send it to me just in case, and I'll send it out to you so you can vote in it as well. Anybody who wants it, just send me your email to jw@hofmedia.us. And I will get a ballot out to you. This first week, it says that you need to have it in by tomorrow. For sure, you got to have it in by Friday for me to count the vote. But I want to get a poll out for sure. We'll start getting them out, and I'll have it out for next week. You'll have it on Sunday. So go ahead and get those out there. I'm going to post them, but send me, if you don't already have it, it's a form. It comes in a Google form. You just click for number 1. You can go all the way through it, number 1 all the way to 25, and we'll have it all put together, and I'll have it out Friday. I'll have it out Friday before. And even that's kind of screwy because you got Thursday and Friday games. So really, I may end up, we'll put it out there, but it's not going to be. Legend, I just sent it out this morning right before I started the show. So check your email. It's probably there. Matter of fact, let me check and make sure. Maybe I've gotten a couple of people have responded, because I know Lisa Rawls was talking about it. I sent it to Brinsky. Let me see. I don't think so. Maybe not. Let me see. No, nothing yet. So, tell you what. Let me check something real quick. You have to put your email address on there. Yes. Allow response editing. Limit to 1 response. Yes. It should be the same as it was last year. I'm not seeing anything, but like Neilio, yours, I sent it to you. I know for sure. I'll go back. I mean, Coach Ricks, Bishop, Boganowski, I sent it to him and Dent. Neither one of them, but they were kind of bad about doing it anyway. So we'll see. I'll send it out again just in case real quick. So. Let me get the. Sipping Sooner, Marcus. Wilkerson, I'm going to send it to you again just in case. Mike Hill. I'm going to send it to everybody who's just popping up here real quick. Satterfield, you guys, real quick, just so while I'm thinking about it, you guys check your email real quick and see if it's coming to you. See if you got it in there for the poll. I'm glad. I don't know what made me just think of that, but anyway. Benji, do I have your email? Cherokee, which one of you guys, how many of you guys were voting in it last year? Yeah, except for Dabble's won a natty. You know what I mean? And he was in the playoff last year, so. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. Got you, Ronnie. I'll send you one as well. Real quick. Oh, I guess it hadn't sent them out earlier. What the hell? Huh. Okay, Ronnie, and then. All right, 1 second. Let's see. Bishop, Andrew. Brandon Snake, Brandon Short, Brinsky Sharp. Not sending one to Lori. They're crazy ass. Really flawed. We'll send her one. Stevie Rowland. Jeff, sending you one. Neil. Hog Wild. Crow. Has Crow been in there today? Okay. I think this is 2 to him, but all right. I'm going to send out those for now just to see what we got. But Jeff, it's not letting me send it to you for whatever reason. I'll send it to you just through my regular email in a little bit as soon as we get out of here. You got the RB's rankings poll? What? What the fuck? Today, if you can. Tomorrow at the latest, if you can, okay? Okay, Cherokee. Yeah, just so here, again, send it to my email. Send me your email to my email. And then I'll make sure that everybody gets them, okay, from here on. I'm going to pin it. I'll pin my email to the top of the chat there. That way you can send them out to me. Okay, guys. So just want to make sure we did that before I forgot. So anybody who hasn't done it already, not seeing it in the email, send me your email again for sure. I'll make sure I get them out to anybody who we're figuring it out. T-Boomer, I'll send it to you as well. I sent them to all the ones I think that I had in there from last year, but I'll go through and make sure to make the list up from last year's and make sure we have them in there, okay? For sure, if you don't have it this week, you will next week. So, and if we don't run it this week, it's fine. Hey, listen, the reason I didn't start it till like this week, and I would have started it earlier this week, I've been sick as a dog, man. I didn't even want to get out of bed. So, but I don't believe in polls. I don't think they're worth the shit until now. So I intentionally did that. You know what I'm saying? So this evening or night. I'm not sure about tonight, but I'll definitely be on tomorrow with K. Chris and them. We'll definitely be on then. So will do. Make sure you send me your email if you haven't gotten a ballot in your email, and I'll make sure that they get out to you guys today. All right? All right, folks. Appreciate everybody coming in. Make sure you hit that like button if you have not already. We got 94 likes during the stream, and it looks like we've only got like 600. I already sent one to you, Chicken. But, yeah, got you, bud. No worries. Sooner in Texas. Okay. Make sure you send me your email also. I mean, not sure which one your name is, man. There's a bunch of dudes. So send me an email, and I promise I will. Okay? All right, folks. Appreciate everybody coming in. We will see you all on the next one.